Donald Trump Jr.'s attempt to paint himself as a man of the people, a regular American person, backfired, basically. Now, according to Raw Story, the eldest son of billionaire President Donald Trump shared on Instagram a photo that someone had taken of him traveling in coach on a flight from Las Vegas to Phoenix ahead of his father's rally. In fact, I'm going to show you that picture here. And oh, look at that. So, hey, look, nothing wrong with a fan taking a picture. Hey, Trump fan. Now, I love how he says, how cool is this? He's traveling from Las Vegas to Phoenix, center row, coach. Don't anyone tell me the Trump family doesn't know how real Americans live. Bet you won't be seeing any Democratic presidential hopefuls flying like this. So now, on that post, that when he shared it, he basically, in the caption, explained why he's a regular person, why he's not a member of the elites, right? In fact, he said, I like fishing, hunting, red meat, trucks, and guns. And yes, I usually fly coach, but preferably not intentional middle seat. Okay. But here's the thing. There's a lot of holes in that story, right? For one, Donald Jr. has always been incredibly wealthy, grew up wealthy. That doesn't necessarily make you a regular person. At the very least, liking guns and trucks, etc., makes you a rich redneck. Now, the whole thing about, oh, fishing, hunting, red meat, whatever. I like red meat. I like a good steak. And unlike your dad, I don't put ketchup on it or burn it. I'm just saying. You put ketchup on a steak and you eat it, well done, you're not an American. It's un-American. You can't do that. It has to be at least medium rare, if not rare, to be considered American. I'm just saying. But again, he's a rich redneck then, right? But you still have all the money in the world to indulge your hobbies. That again does not make you a regular person. And it doesn't mean that you understand regular person because you literally grew up in the lap of luxury. Come back to me when you've worked a 40-hour job in the factory at $10 an hour to get by. What this does is that there's a term called poverty tourism, right? It's where it's where rich people like to go to the areas of where there are less affluent people, and they like to go there and to see how they live. Now, generally, that means they go to really poor areas and see how they live. But in this case, all you have to do is have somebody who's supposedly worth millions of dollars or tens of millions of dollars to come to a place or, do a thing that normal people do and then say, oh my God, I'm just like you guys. Look at me, look at me, look at me. That's what this is all about, right? I'm slumming it with the poors. I'm just like you guys. What? Suffice to say, there were people that were not amused by this. Seth Maskett on Twitter pointed out a couple of different things. The average American hasn't even flown in the last year. That's true. Look, last year when I took a flight to Philly, that was literally my first flight ever. And somebody else paid for it. So thank you guys, by the way, over at Mythicist Milwaukee. So, and Myth Informed. That was awesome. Thank you for that. First flight ever. So generally, yes, most Americans don't generally take flights everywhere. Now, Maskett also points out that Beto O'Rourke flew coach on Southwest last year. And you know why? It's because when you take Southwest, all they have is coach. And that's it. And several other posters on Twitter pointed that out. Okay. Now, when you post a picture, this is again Seth, in coach to point out how much of a regular guy you are, it suggests that this is not typically how you travel. That's a great point. Rebel Mel says, look at me, I'm just like the poors. Just like the poors. Mehdi Hassan points out, it is Southwest. He couldn't even fly first class in that flight if he wanted to. They don't have first class, especially when it comes to short flights like that. Okay. So now Robert McGuire points out, bet you the line, bet you won't be seeing any Democratic presidential hopefuls flying like this. Well, not true. We got pictures. Hold on. Oh, look at that. We have Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren on a flight for Detroit. And then, oh, look at that. Again, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, looks like coach, economy class. Weird. But you wouldn't see any Democratic candidates flying like this. Oh, no, it's just Don Jr. Because he's a man of the people. Now, look, the reason that many, that he is getting mocked in this is because many of the Democrats do end up flying coach or economy. And when they do, by the way, you're not seeing Bernie Sanders posting this all over the internet saying, hey, look at me, I'm just like you. No. The thing is that it's the Trumps, right? And it's literally in their DNA to shamelessly market themselves as something that they are not. Like, for example, their father being a president, or Ivanka being a smart person, a smart businesswoman. Just marketing. It's not real. And yet somehow he does have the authorities of president. And Jesus. All right. Now, back to some of the tweets here. AJ Delgado says, it's like these U.S. Weekly features that the gullible lap up of celebrities. They're just like us, where the elites try to convince you that an actress is just like you because she took a taxi somewhere. Yep. Jeff says, Vegas to Phoenix flight is equivalent to an elevator ride up 5 floors, meaning that it's actually less than an hour flight. So, call me when you have a 6-hour flight in a coach. Just saying. Women are the majority says, an hour in coach, the tragedy of it all. The humanity. And Jeep 1422 says, dude really spent an hour on a coach flight and thinks he knows what it's like to be an average American. Again, look, it's what they do. It's marketing, right? And it is funny that he says he's not an elitist when Donald Trump literally calls himself an elitist.
A little thing I was talking about today. You ever notice they always call the other side, and they do this up, the elite. The elite. Why are they elite? I have a much better apartment than they do. I'm smarter than they are. I'm richer than they are. I became president and they didn't. And I'm representing the greatest, smartest, most loyal, best people on earth. The deplorables, remember that?
Hey, look at me. I'm better than the elite. I'm richer than the elite. Well, then that would probably make you the elite now, wouldn't it? Kind of a far cry from the elitist bad messaging that his son seems to be going for. Kind of goes against the whole thing. Whoops. Anyway, now the whole thing, of course, is based on the Trumps really wanting to fit in with Washington, but because Trump was for a very long time synonymous with a joke, they never could. They never could fit in. The thing that really turned it around was The Apprentice, where Trump literally got famous for firing people. I don't know how people were conned into thinking that Trump was just like them. I guess the only thing I can think of is because Trump leaned into hating the same people that they hate. Black people, liberals, people who are intelligent, who correct them when they're wrong. Oh, they hate that. They hate the actually guy, right? Which, of course, a lot of liberals, a lot of progressives especially, are the actually guys that are like, no, what you're saying is actually a lie. And then, of course, uppity women. Oh, they hate all that. And so when you put it in context, I guess their support of Donald Trump makes sense. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.